Is Jayson Tatum becoming a superstar this season with the Boston Celtics? I believe it. He's averaging around 30 points per game since January, and he's playing like an all-defensive team player. My name's Kevin O'Connor, and today we're going to investigate how this 22-year-old third-year pro is taking a leap this season with the Celtics. There are some theories floating around the internet. Is it the fact Kyrie's gone? Maybe. Is it the purple armband? Perhaps. Is it the beard? I'm beginning to understand the powers of the beard, so maybe. Is it the fact he has a God's will tattoo on his back? Gods will only know the truth, but here's what I do know. It's the work that Tatum consistently put in since he was a little kid to get him to this point. So let's look into what he's done this past year with his work to go from a good young player to the Celtics face of the franchise. First, let's go to the film room. Tatum has always shown flashes of stardom, like the time he helped lead Boston to Game 7 of the East Finals as a rookie and yammed it on LeBron, but he only made marginal progress as a scorer in his second season and actually ranked last of high usage scorers in points scored per isolation. For a player who is supposed to be a go-to scorer, Tatum clearly wasn't ready to carry a team. Yet, this season, he ranks as one of the best in isolations and pick and rolls. Boston instructed Tatum to overhaul his shot profile by limiting his mid-range attempts where he'd settle for pull-ups or floaters, and instead, they wanted him to take more threes and layups. Tatum went from attempting over half his shots from mid-range in isolations and pick and rolls to taking less than 1/3 in that area after working all summer long on extending his range to the three-point line. For my feature story on The Ringer about Tatum, I spoke with him, his mom, Danny Ainge, Brad Stevens, and his trainer, Drew Hanlon, who explained how Tatum went about extending his range. Here's Hanlon on their training.
Our big focus over the summer was, generating more threes, whether that was side steps, step backs, shuffle outs, just quick pull-ups off the, three-point line.
And now you can see it on the court, even against the game's best defenders. Tatum had a step back against AD, a sidestep three against Giannis, and an ankle-breaking pull-up against Paul George. Tatum's improved jumper has made him a greater perimeter threat, so that's opened up driving lanes, which was exactly the other area Boston wanted him to improve. He's worked on limiting his floaters, taking long strides on his drive, and initiating contact at the rim. The changes didn't work as well for Tatum early in the season when creating for himself. Over his first 18 games, he shot only 51% on shots around the rim. That's awful. He was losing the ball on drives like he always had in the past, but since then, there's a big difference. He's shooting over 60% at the rim. One of the big differences is the timing in which he picks up the ball on his drives. As Tatum and Hanlon explained to me, in the past, Tatum was trying to draw contact first and then pick up the ball, which is one of the reasons why he was losing it so often. But now, he's picking up the ball and then he tries to swing it through to draw contact. It's something that he worked on during the season and he's seeing the progress. It's what the game's best scorers like James Harden and Bradley Beal do to finish more efficiently and draw fouls, so why not do it with Tatum? He's added it all together to become a player who can finish plays like this, using a hesitation to manipulate a defender and then taking long strides to get into the paint and finish with length at the rim. Tatum's improvement is significant when looking at the numbers. He's gone from a turnover machine who couldn't finish on drives to a foul magnet and an efficient scorer. Greater challenges will come for Tatum in the postseason. Teams are going to double, they're gonna trap, they're just gonna flat out learn his moves. So Tatum's gonna have to improve by improving his playmaking, and he's gonna have to add new counterattacks. But if history is any indication, Tatum should be able to adapt and thrive. He's already a high-level offensive player. And what's crazy is he's just as good on defense. Defense! 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 Before this season, Celtics assistant coach Jay Larranaga sent Tatum a list of stars from the past and present who were named to an all-defensive team during their first 5 seasons. It included players like Kobe and Kawhi and Giannis. What was the point? To motivate Tatum to know that some of the all-timers were great defenders before they were great scorers. And Larranaga's favorite comparison comes from the past.
One of his favorites was Scottie Pippen. He's just always trying to find ways to motivate me and help me try to reach whatever goals I have. It just gives me a direction to look towards and, kind of exempts that, of really, really good players that I looked up to.
He's just always kind of reminded me of Scottie Pippen defensively. He basically guarded 1 through 5 and covered, half of the court. just with his length and his intelligence. And I think Jayson has both of those things. That he's an incredibly intelligent player, intelligent person. And I think to be a great defender, I think you have to have a mindset like that.
Larrañaga's Hall of Fame player comparison for Tatum might be a bit strong, but you can kind of see his point. Tatum's a nuisance off ball. He wreaks havoc, causing deflections, block shots from behind, steals when he jumps passing lanes, and see this play here, where he comes off ball and he's in perfect position as Joel Embiid is rolling down the lane and deflects the pass away. Tatum is one of the most impactful off-ball defenders in the NBA, and he's a stopper on ball too. Brad Stevens has utilized Tatum for long stretches against guards like CJ McCollum, Donovan Mitchell, and James Harden, against wings like Kawhi Leonard, as you can see here, with Tatum mirroring every movement from Kawhi to contain his drive and then contest his shot. Or even against bigs like Anthony Davis, as Tatum does here, battling for post positioning. And then as AD tries to back him down, Tatum strips the ball away. Tatum switches on-ball screens 8 times per game, which ranks in the top 15 in the league per NBA Advanced Stats. And among wings and forwards, he ranks second in the league in deterring opponents from scoring or assisting. With all this information, it's clear Tatum is performing like a top 10 to 15 player in the NBA. Now it's about sustaining it and continuing to improve. Tatum can't become complacent. And that's what I talked to Danny Ainge about.
My greatest fear is that he has too much success and that he doesn't maintain that level of work, humility, and desire to, continue to become as great as some of the, the greatest in the game. Like now people are going to come after you and you're going to be challenged even more and more. And if you really want to honor Kobe, you want to have that same kind of work ethic and drive and motivation to become great.
True stardom requires sustained success, so in many ways, Tatum's just at the beginning, but it's hard to ignore his trajectory. At the least, Tatum will be a key player during his prime years in the playoffs. If he keeps getting better, the Celtics will be legitimate NBA Finals contenders for many years to come. They already have the pieces with a dynamic point guard in Kemba Walker, a playmaking wing in Gordon Hayward, a rising co-star in Jaylen Brown, and a ferocious defender in Marcus Smart. But it's Jayson Tatum and his superstar abilities that can take the Boston Celtics to the next level. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to hit subscribe and smash that like button. That's good.